It's another sellout at Anfield in a season when the gates have frequently been closed an hour before kick-off. Seats are so hard to get that even John Barnes was turned away from the Liverpool ticket office when he tried to buy a couple yesterday. And his birthplace, Jamaica, is one of over 50 countries who will watch the BBC coverage of this match. 10 are taking the transmission live, and Jan Molby is working for the Danish TV, Michel Platini is here for the French, and the projected worldwide audience is 200 million, the biggest ever, it's said, for an English League game. And they will see an unchanged Liverpool lineup with Mike Hooper continuing to deputise in goal for Bruce Grobbelaar. And in the light of this week's European Championship draw, it's worth noting that 4 of these players, Lawrenson, Whelan, Aldridge and Houghton, could well face England in June. And the Republic of Ireland might also call on Liverpool's Jim Beglin, who's recovering from a broken leg. Well, another of Jack Charlton's defenders to miss this match is Arsenal's David O'Leary. He rests an Achilles injury and is replaced at number 5 by Gus Caesar. But the Republic of Ireland theme is strengthened by the return at number 10 of Niall Quinn, one of 9 Arsenal players on duty who helped beat Liverpool in the Littlewoods final last year. And one of the newcomers carries a lucky omen. Nigel Winterburn scored at Anfield last season for Wimbledon in a victory that arguably cost Liverpool the championship. Well, Liverpool to kick off, attacking the Kop end with a very good record against Arsenal at Anfield in recent years. Liverpool have won 9 of the last 12 meetings here, including the last 6 in succession. And they get the first free kick against Tony Adams, who scored here in a defeat last season. But you have to go back to the 74-75 season to find an Arsenal victory here. They're in the yellow shirts today. Gillespie takes the kick. Header out was by Winterburn, playing at right back, and Barnes starts at outside left. Rocastle got the tackle in. Steve Nicol making a run forward. Ronnie Whelan. Gus Caesar, not a good clearance. McMahon, and that struck Adams as he came out. It's a corner. Everybody on the Kop so excited by this prolific Liverpool run. So much interest renewed in football this season, and nowhere more than here. Barnes has placed the ball on the far side, but he couldn't get it beyond Winterburn. This is Nicol trying to find Houghton. Barnes. Nicol again. Bent in, Aldridge was there, so was Adams. Martin Hayes. Arsenal know it's going to be a battle. In it goes again from Lawrenson. Adams heads it out. Gillespie. Houghton, number 9. The way George Graham has elected to play here is 2 big, strong men up the front. All a bit of a tangle between Gillespie and Smith. Steve Williams challenging Barnes fairly. This is Smith. Hansen's long legs were needed there. Good competitive play by Williams to catch Barnes in that position and bustle him off the ball. In that corner where the Arsenal supporters are gathered, they have a throw-in. Winterburn. Adams was up, Gillespie's header out, Richardson shot back, and Hooper stretching, got a right hand to it, as Smith might have blocked his vision. An anxious moment here for Liverpool. Richardson shot, Smith stretched, and Hooper had to. Oh, good touch by Aldridge. This is McMahon. And Houghton. Well, some of the football Liverpool have played this season, typified by that last move. Just look at this. They're so confident with their touch play. Aldridge with the flick and McMahon with the run on goal. Kenny Sansom had to come across and Houghton was free on this side. On by Quinn, looking for Smith. This is Gillespie. And now Sansom for Arsenal. Richardson. Winterburn's free on the right. Nicol goes to check him. Tony Adams is loping forward from his defensive position here, hoping to get something inside that penalty area from the throw. And he did. This is Adams. Well, chances against Liverpool at Anfield are few and far between, and it was a back player there that got into a good position. Tony Adams had to take that quickly on the volley. Wasn't a bad effort. Aldridge. And it was Sansom's header back. Smith. Lukic using the range of Smith and Quinn to try and drop his long kicks into the Liverpool danger zone. Here's Hayes. It's Richardson who's gone down injured. Beardsley. Houghton. Oh, Caesar was stretching a bit, but Winterburn wasn't. Arsenal still got Richardson out of the action. But look at this, it's Niall Quinn being put away there by Winterburn. Smith's in the middle, it's still Quinn, and it came off Nicol. Corner. Nigel Winterburn setting up that attack for Arsenal with a well-judged pass. Well, for this corner, Hayes, Adams and Caesar are standing in the near post area. But it went straight to the goalkeeper. Free kick given against Rocastle for a foul on Hansen. Arsenal getting good backing from their travelling fans. They've only won one of their last 9 First Division games. This after a previous sequence of 10 consecutive victories. Well, a couple of minutes left in the first half, and as we saw at Ipswich last Sunday, never a bad time to score. But then what is? Just sometimes that the psychological effect of a goal coming up to the half-time whistle can determine how a team feels. Here's McMahon. Oh, and Whelan's in there, and Caesar came across. And the linesman is flagging, not for a penalty, I don't think. He's flagging that I think the ball may have gone over the line when Lukic collected it, is he? Well, Karen Barrett has acknowledged the flag. The cop thought there might have been a handball against Caesar. I don't think that was the case. But he's given the ball to Barnes nonetheless. Good running by Barnes. Oh, Sansom needed to get a foot in there. Whelan. Now Rocastle to Smith. And Williams. Referee has told Gus Caesar how long there is to go to half-time. The Arsenal number 5, who's in today because O'Leary is being rested with his own injury. I don't think Gus Caesar at this moment is at full throttle. Barnes into the last minute of the first half here at Anfield. Liverpool 0, Arsenal 0. Nickel for Liverpool. Given away, Winterburn. Rocastle for Arsenal. And Hansen, who's made some good interceptions in this half, showing the leadership you'd expect of the experienced captain to stop Rocastle there. Now that was Barnes looking for Nickel. Barnes took on Caesar. Still Barnes, brilliant. Carton couldn't convert. McMahon free in the way. Tony Adams got a foot to it. Well, McMahon won that back wonderfully well. Beardsley. Oh, a goal for Aldridge. Right on half-time, it's John Aldridge. What about McMahon's contribution there? Absolutely fantastic. No wonder they're shaking his hand. He won it back on the touchline, motored away, three facing him, into Beardsley. Lukic narrowing the angle at the near post, got a hand to it, but look at Aldridge. That's the poacher's position. And John Aldridge makes it 20 goals for the season, 19 of them in the league. And Arsenal crack just before the half-time whistle. Aldridge won't score a simpler goal, but the work that went into it by McMahon, and before that by others when the original attack was cleared, including John Barnes, was memorable. And there'll be a roar as they go off, because the half reached a great climax, with one of the Liverpool goals that will be discussed in its own way for quite a while. The finish was a formality, but what preceded it could be enjoyed over and again. And a lot of that ovation will be for the players who contributed to the build-up. Half-time score at Anfield, Liverpool 1, Arsenal 0. Arsenal make a substitution at the start of the second half. Young Michael Thomas has come on in the centre of the defence for the injured Gus Caesar. And looking back on the goal, the way Barnes went past Caesar as the attack built up, it was clear that he was handicapped, without taking anything away from that glittering move. So Arsenal have now got to try and do what they achieved in the Littlewoods Cup final last season. That's come from behind against Liverpool. But somehow you think it's harder at Anfield than it is at Wembley. On by Quinn. This is Nickel. That was Winterburn. Good header. Williams. Hansen. Aldridge will be pleased to have reached the 20 mark in first team goals this season. 9, in fact, have been penalty kicks. And he also scored on the opening day at Highbury with a header. So, in a sense, he's done a personal double over Arsenal this season. Here's Kevin Richardson. Oh, it's not a bad ball at all. Martin Hayes. And the... So, off the line, Alan Hansen, I think. Keeper beaten. The Liverpool captain saved them on the line. And huge sighs of relief from the Liverpool contingent, because Arsenal almost started the second half the way that Liverpool finished the first. It was an inspired run. Hayes was over on the left. And Lawrenson couldn't get to it. It was a lovely floated cross. David Rocastle got the half strike on it, but it didn't have the power to beat Hansen. Quinn's header only falls for Lawrenson. It's rather un-Liverpool-like, but it gives them the chance, perhaps quite intentionally, to make the switch, because Mark Lawrenson, who kicked the ball out, has been nursing a bit of a knock And he's coming off the pitch, shaking his head. He can't carry on, which is bad luck on him, but it gives Nigel Spackman the chance to make what's become a fairly rare appearance. Down to the tunnel goes Lawrenson. So he's injured, and so is Venison at the moment. In that position, one of the few in the Liverpool team to have changed hands 2 or 3 times, and Nigel Spackman, in fact, has gone into the right-back spot as a straight replacement. That was Smith. Worked hard to get that, Alan Smith. And to find a colleague in Sansom. Richardson. Now Spackman. Beardsley. For once his touch wasn't sure, but look how it bounced for him again, and how he took advantage. Great run by Beardsley. And John Lukic just got his left hand down. Beardsley made the most of the run of the ball there and hit a shot which Lukic turned away for a corner. Gillespie waiting, Aldridge on the line, and Lukic can gather that one in a little more comfort. He's so instinctive, is Peter Beardsley. When the chance comes, he only needs a split second. Hansen, Aldridge, Beardsley. Houghton's gone away to the right with Kenny Sansom checking him. Adams. And Whelan was in so quick on Richardson. Aldridge to his right, chance for Liverpool. Aldridge, good save. John Lukic. Textbook stuff, really, from Aldridge's shot. The goalkeeper narrowing the angle and standing up. Corner to Liverpool. Barnes to take it. Away by Hayes. That was a good save. Don't think you could blame Aldridge, because Liverpool built it up with Whelan, really, who saw it so quick. McMahon. Aldridge. So we've been playing now for an hour. Liverpool still have the edge, but Arsenal have had a say in this opening period of the second half. McMahon. Although one also has to remember that John Lukic has made 2 very good stops to prevent Liverpool getting what might be the critical second goal here. Quinn. That's meant for Smith. The ricochet favours Houghton. Nobody else on that side for Liverpool at the moment. So he's pausing and had to give it away in the end. Aldridge gets it back, though. Spackman. Aldridge. Beardsley. Oh, brilliantly done by Peter Beardsley. A goal designed to bring any ground to its feet. What can you say, apart from pure genius? Beardsley took them all on, went round Michael Thomas, tricked the keeper, and made it 2-0 to Liverpool after 61 minutes. Win for Arsenal. And Liverpool would appear to have broken the backbone of Arsenal's resistance. And what a spectacular way in which to do it. McMahon. Free kick. Arsenal just panicking a bit now, stung by one of the goals to remember from this exceptional Anfield season. Peter Beardsley, whose overall play has been excellent, caps it with a stunning individual effort. Words really not needed to describe a goal like that. It was all there for the crowd to enjoy. Short to Beardsley, looking for Houghton. Played Gillespie. This is Houghton. Beardsley, let it run to Barnes. Oh, and he nearly got through. They're turning it on now. This is now Liverpool's scene. They're 2 up, and the passes are just slotting in one after the other. And I tell you what, we saw a great goal by Barnes here earlier this season on Match of the Day against Queen's Park Rangers. Watch this from Beardsley. I think it's possibly even better. Vintage stuff. Well, have Arsenal got enough left in the locker to stretch Liverpool yet? The Kop are shouting champions, and nobody is going to argue with that. Winterburn. Smith and Quinn coming in, hit the post and away by Whelan. Arsenal are not finished. And Niall Quinn proves the point, and unlucky. Came in on the blind side, and that was a good effort. He got in there between 2 players and hit the post. Corner to Arsenal. Smith. Arsenal are left now asking themselves the questions that so many visiting teams have asked here this season. How do you stop this club's prolific run? And a burst of goal scoring by Liverpool that we really need to refer to, because of the way they're going, they might even get to 100 league goals. Offside.
We have a message from Graham Hunter Warner, said to go to the police chief, and the owner of Ford Escort E451AON for the police chief right away.
Not much joy here then for Arsenal. They've kept plugging away, I must say that. That's Richardson, and here's Perry Groves. When called upon, the goalkeeper who foiled Groves there has looked pretty compact. Mike Hooper. Houghton. Always busy down that right-hand side. Kenny Sanson wanting help. It came via Hayes and Adams. Here's Richardson. Even now, Aldridge is cutting off the back pass. Liverpool working in the 90th minute. One of their great fortes. And that goes down as match number 23 for Liverpool. Unbeaten. 18 wins and 5 draws now. And Peter Beardsley, whose birthday it is on Monday, will be 27. He'll get a few birthday cards from the Kopites, I would think. One of the great goals of the season, enjoyed by a huge worldwide audience. Liverpool's performance still touching heights of quality that Arsenal couldn't reach, despite the fact that Arsenal made a stubborn bid to stay in the match in the second half. The championship gets ever nearer as Liverpool win by 2-0.